Your Country 1039 KGRT. That's Mr. Darius Rucker. And all right.
Time now for your question of the day. Brought to you by the Farmers and Crafts Markets of Las Cruces. Fresh produce, bread, meat, honey, food trucks, handmade art, music, and more. Every Saturday and Wednesday, 8:30 a.m. to 1 p.m., downtown Las Cruces.
That's right. Time for our question of the day, brought to you by the Farmers and Crafts Market of Las Cruces. If you have not been down there yet, got to get down to the Farmers and Crafts Market, walking around downtown on a nice, warm Wednesday or Saturday morning. Always a good thing. Good for the soul, actually. My friends, our question of the day today. Did you know that today is International Museum Day? Yeah, it's a good day to visit a museum. The question being, which museum would you visit? Yeah, there's a lot of different museums out there. In fact, somebody put a list together of some of the most obscure and unusual museums in the U.S. Wouldn't you know it? National or International UFO Museum in Roswell made the list on that one. Yeah, so lots of talk about UFOs and aliens in the world today. Might be worth a visit. But some of the other ones on the list are indeed pretty obscure and interesting. The Museum of Bad Art. You know, that is subject to interpretation, I guess. The Idaho Potato Museum, that's in Blackfoot, Idaho. The Spam Museum in Austin, Minnesota. Yeah, so that makes sense on there, but I would love to visit the Spam Museum. That would be awesome, if they serve it, of course. Let's see, what else? The National Museum of Funeral History is in Houston, Texas. Needless to say, there are lots of different museums out there. But my question for you today is, what is the weirdest or perhaps the coolest thing that you've seen at a museum? Yeah, let me know your answers. You can call them in. You can text them in. 575-523-KGRT is the number. And, of course, we are live on our social media pages, so you can go ahead and leave your comments as well on our Facebook and YouTube pages. What is the weirdest or the coolest thing that you've seen at a museum? Yeah, I've seen pretty cool things. There was a car museum that I went to once. Oh, so many good classic cars in there. Some of my favorites. And I go, one day, right? But let me know your answers for our question of the day. Call them in, text them in, leave your comments down below. And that question, of course, what is the weirdest or the coolest thing you've seen at a museum? Our question of the day, brought to you by the Farmers and Crafts Market of Las Cruces. All right, exclusively up on our social media pages right now. So, yeah, I mean, I've seen some really weird things out there. I wouldn't necessarily say like a museum. For instance, anybody who's been out west a little bit of town, have you seen The Thing? I've seen The Thing. It's a pretty cool thing. It really is. And my understanding is it's even cooler since they've done some remodeling. I was talking with Martin, our engineer. He's been to see The Thing, and he thought it was actually a pretty cool thing. It's a thing for sure. But if you're not quite sure what I'm talking about, it's literally called The Thing. And just west of town, I think a little bit past Deming as well, you can go by and see it. It's like one of those roadside attractions, and it is a thing. It's pretty cool, but it's not necessarily a museum. But if you ever get a chance to see it, it's a pretty interesting thing. But as far as museums go, I think there was a museum of tequila somewhere I really wanted to visit for a long time, and that never happened. And thank goodness it didn't. I don't know if I'd make it back. But there's so many different museums that are out there, and some of them are very niche in the sense, like, you're not going to see a lot of those around there. And some of them are pretty typical museums. But anytime you get to some really cool stuff, like speaking of Martin, I know that he just made a trip, wondering if he happened to hit any of those museums in Egypt on his trip there. So, that would be pretty interesting to go see those. But what about you? Have you seen any weird or cool things at a museum? Let me know your answers for our question of the day. And, of course, that's 575-523-5478. What? Sorry, I just got a text, and there was also a picture, but the first thing I saw on the last text message was monkey in space. Give me a second. This is a long one. This is what it says. That oh, that's the Space Museum in Alamogordo. Ham, the first monkey in space. Okay. So, you know what? I forgot about the Space Museum up in Alamogordo. Yeah, it's another good one. I mean, we got some pretty cool ones and weird ones just in our area. So, yeah, as far as weird or obscure or unusual museums. But once again, what's the weirdest thing that you've seen in a museum? Weirdest or coolest thing? It is a matter of opinion on some of those things. So let me know your answers. Once again, call them in, text them in, and of course, you can leave your comments down below as well. Taking a look at what's going on in and around the world. Scam artists are impersonating Uber drivers. They're cruising airports wearing orange and yellow vests while carrying lanyards with a fake Uber ID. Do Uber drivers actually have an Uber ID? I've never noticed before if they do or not. Normally, I just follow on the app and wait for it to come up and say so-and-so, and they go so-and-so, and I'm going like, okay, let's go. So weird. I didn't know they were doing anything like that. Let's see. AAA survey reveals that nearly half of drivers let their gas tank fall close to empty before filling up. Yes, I do. Not necessarily on purpose, but it happens. Pepsi recently unveiled 3 ice cream inspired flavors: cherry vanilla, raspberry ripple, and salted caramel. Got to be careful with those salted caramel flavors. Not all of them turn out great. Pope Leo was recently talking with children at the Vatican when he stunned everyone when he made the viral 6-7 gesture. The gesture quickly spread online, and the kids gesture back. One witness said it was a warm moment with the children. Ah. A little scary, though, when the Pope does it, don't you think? Let's see. Berkshire Hathaway shareholder recently won an auction for a private lunch with Warren Buffett and Stephen Curry in Omaha, Nebraska. That's got to be an interesting discussion at the table there. Also, Gina Carano was paid over $1 million for her 17-second loss to Ronda Rousey. I actually watched that fight, and here's the thing. Gina Carano, for those that don't know MMA or fighting, Gina was known as a striker, so her punches and the kicks. She was also did Thai kickboxing, so so her punches and kicks were the ones that you have to watch out for. So she was a striker. Ronda is a judo person. She's going to throw you to the ground. She's going to get you on the ground, and she's going to go for those submissions, which is exactly what happened. And if you watch it, and it does go by really quickly, if you watch it in slow motion, when she got Gina's arm in that arm bar, I don't think her arm was supposed to bend that way. It's lucky she didn't snap anything, but it was pretty brutal. It really was. But congratulations to both of them. You know, they were out of the ring for a while, and I think overall the hype was there, but Ronda definitely proved it. You get the submission, and doesn't matter if you can't swing your arms at anybody if you get them on the ground, right? So that's in my personal opinion. Anyway, that's beside the point. Question of the day today: what's the weirdest thing that you've seen at a museum? Weirdest or coolest thing, because it is subject to interpretation. But today is International Museum Day, so it is a good day to go ahead and maybe visit a museum. Online museums, I think they should count, but it's really cool if you can actually go and see them. But let me know your answers for our question of the day. Once again, call them in, text them in, leave your comments down below. Our question of the day brought to you by the Farmers and Crafts Market of Las Cruces.